Hi, this is Sue, and you're with Get Sold, and we're going to do smaller format today, a little less formal, on the phone. So, you know who my favorite guest is? Sorry, everybody else, but he is Soul.2k afterwards. Let's get you more in the camera here. Okay, so we want to just do our little prayer of love and protection for everybody. So please bring down the white light from your crown chakra all the way down to your toes and into Mother Earth. Let her ground you. Bring in a breath from Creator Source. Hold it for 4. Try to do it 2 more times if you can. And do 1 more. Okay, with that, we're going to let Soul.2k take the driver's wheel, steering wheel, and go with whatever Soul.2k wants to talk about. So, go ahead, Soul.2k. Oh man, it's so steamy hot out here. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention before we get going is, how are you all doing with the solar flares? I'm telling you what, last couple of days I have had brain fog up the yin yang, I've had toe pain, I've had itches, I had knee pain this morning. I have been chronically fatigued, just like not wanting to do anything. It's been really crazy. I haven't had massive ear ringing like I have like when they're doing downloads, but I've I got a neck spasm this morning. So this is the kind of stuff that the solar flares do if you're not used to it. And of course, everybody sees a surgeon going to the doctor. Um, I just wanted to go to the doctor to do a little bit of blood work just to figure out, because I've been under so much stress with my old life and my new life like converging and everything falling apart, that it's hard for me being on the spectrum to deal with change. So it's been really intense for me. So I don't know how y'all are doing, but I checked the barometer, and yeah, they're telling us that there's a lot of solar flares back to back now, and it's really intense. So if you're feeling emotional, if you're irritated, if your body is doing weird things, if you're sleeping weird, vivid dreams, all of that stuff. I mean, there's lists that you can find just to check off, like, am I okay or do I need to go to the doctor? So, okay, with that, take it away, so.
So the second new being is something called these are called blue oceans, and if you notice, there's all 3 beings will be based off colors and another thing.
Oh.
So the other ones are the red cores, and now it's the blue oceans. The blue oceans are gonna be emotional, but like they're gonna be really soft. Like if you hurt their feelings, you hurt their feelings a lot.
They'll cry.
Yeah. But they're super duper kind and very, very, very shy.
Oh.
So basically, the reason that they're in here is so these are gonna be the second most common in the new world.
Okay.
So and also the first one of these will come has come in is this month June or July?
July.
Okay.
Yep.
It happened in June. So the
Okay.
first one was June.
Mhm.
So if you had a baby in June,
Oh, okay.
it may be them.
Okay. Are there any physical telltale signs? Like, for instance, back in the day, I was one of the original, not original as in only, but back in the 60s, crystal children were kind of scattered back then. So I was known as a crystal child, and we were here to bring love. Since then, and then you had the indigos, which I call the bulldozers, where they're kind of like saying, no, this ain't right, and they're just tearing down the systems. So now we have new star seeds coming in, and I wonder how different they are, which I think Soul.2k is talking about, how different they are than those of us who, careful, we're gonna make people dizzy. So go ahead, just keep talking.
And also the blue oceans will
Dear. All right.
really like nature, but mostly the ocean. And they'll always want to live near the ocean, and their energy has the same energy as the ocean.
Ooh.
So if they're not near the ocean for like a week straight, they're probably gonna disintegrate.
So what if they're around just regular water, like besides the ocean? I mean, how are these kids gonna
Oh yeah, if
get
they're
through?
near,
I mean,
yeah, like if they're so all they just need to be around water and
yeah, because that would make
Also,
sense.
they eat a lot less food and drink a lot more water.
Oh, well, that would make sense. All of us need a lot less food. That's what I've been learning.
No, like 20% food and 80% water they have to do.
Wow.
So they have like
'Cause-
one meal per 2 days or
But what's
something.
I think the parents, unless they know this, they're gonna have a hard time with that because I bet you there's gonna be backlash with the baby if they're feeding the baby too much and the baby doesn't want to eat. They're gonna go to their doctor and say my baby won't eat. So I bet there's gonna be a lot of stuff like that going on if they don't know what starseed this child is, unless they we all pick our parents, so maybe they'll have some innate understanding and just go with it. I don't know. We'll see.
And another thing about this is as babies, when they're a baby, they're very sensitive. They're very sensitive to their parents, but they're also very like if someone hurts their parents, they're gonna cry.
So very
Yeah.
empathic, super
Yes.
empathic.
Like they're more empathic than an empath today.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense.
50% were empathic, which is like a lot more.
I have a fun fact. I learned that as we are ascending, that more sensitives have been coming into the earth, I mean, even from the 60s, 70s, whatever, because we had to be more sensitive to understand what was happening in the world. So even though the scary stuff is scary and it makes us cry more, like, the children's stuff and all that, it's like you have to feel it in order to fix it. Think about it. Anything in your life, if you ignore it, it goes on. If you try to numb something that's trying to come up in you, it will stay there until it processes. So I can understand why we have to have more and more sensitive and empathic people to change the way things are, right? Like we're seeing a lot of, to me, I'm seeing, California and some of these other states, tons of homeless people just on the streets. We didn't have that. And you compare to other countries, and it's like we look like we're starting to be the third world country. What happened to all the compassion and people? And it's at the top. They're taking away the power. And then if somebody doesn't have food, it's like the way is to share with everyone. But they're making it impossible until we finally say no.
Why is there a bulldozer on the road that looks like a tractor?
No, it's not a bulldozer. It's for the town. The town's garage is right down the street. So anytime they
That looks like a tractor and a bulldozer combined.
Squirrel. Yes, it does. It does. Okay, so keep going on whatever you want to talk about. We only have 2 more days, and we've been so busy, everybody, in every which direction, that we still haven't done our Facebook Live yet. Maybe, with luck, tonight. I don't know.
Also, when we made this video, we had 2 more days. But probably when you're watching this, I already left.
Oh, don't say that. I go through withdrawals without Soul.2k. His love is like the greatest blast of love you've ever felt. And people feel it around him. And when he's gone, you feel empty. You feel a little lost. So, usually it takes me a good 2 full days to recover. And then it's just staying busy for the rest of the time until we meet again. But there's people like that in the world that you just need to be around. Anyways, what else?
So that's basically it about these beings. So yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is have you do just a little bit of light language so that people can get familiar with it. And there's different dialects. I know sometimes I add some commentary on Soul.2k's light language, and I want to explain again, if this is your first video, it appeals to our soul. So our soul knows what he's saying no matter what. And there's different dialects. It's like when you go down south and people have a southern twang. light language is like that. There's different regions of beings of where the light language originated from. However, everyone understands it. It's a commonality. It's like telepathy. It's just, everyone understands it. So, go ahead. Give us a little message.
It translates to empathy sometimes could be a curse, but it's usually a blessing. Empathy could let you learn what other people feel and let you get more friends with them. If empathy didn't exist, barely anyone would actually be friends.
100%. Okay, we'll try to get a couple more short videos out before Soul.2k leaves. It's been kind of tough because, for him, he needs to be a kid too. So, we want him to have as much fun as he can while he's here. So, but I do want to try. If we don't, then we'll try it a different way with the Facebook Live. We were going to have Dita help us with it, but we just got bogged down yesterday. So, alright, so we'll see you on the next video. And what do we want to tell them?
Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you like all some of our other videos, and share the video if you think any of your friends would like it. Bye.
Please comment on anything. Soul.2k thrives on your comments, and it might take me a couple of days to get back to you to respond, but we want to respond to each and every one of you. If you don't hear from us from a couple of days, it's my brain, but I'll get there. So thank you so much, and we love you all. Happy ascending.